Yo, what's good, man? This is your boy at DFS Mastermind _ over on Twitter. Right now, I'm currently sitting outside, man. About to make this video. It's beautiful outside, man. So I'm just chilling, man, going over some things, trying to build a few lineups. I don't know what to do, y'all. I really don't. It's gonna be a very interesting night. Last night, man, I took a bad L. I don't know what made me do this, but I'm gonna give y'all a quick story. So I work my day job, right? I'm getting all these updates, man. I subscribe to a bunch of little, like website, or not subscribe, but they send me updates, who's in, who's out. So I'm sitting there, man. I take a little break, maybe 5:50, maybe 5:57, 5:56, somewhere around there. I got a few minutes, to just finish editing my lineup. Tinkering is one of the worst things you can do in DFS. So I go back and I'm chilling, looking at my lineup. I don't know what came over me, what made me do this, but I had Al Horford locked into my lineups, right? Pretty solid lineup. Didn't change too much, man. I'll end up going to James Johnson, came off Isaiah Cannon, went up to Johnson, and then something made me go Miles Turner. Out of everybody I could have picked, man, I went Miles Turner. The boy got me 11 points. Ended up putting up 300 plus points on the day, but the cash line was so high that Miles Turner just killed me, bro. And I took out Al Horford, who had a 44 burger. So that was really devastating. That's why we don't tinker. Last minute, you got to stick with your guns, man. I came off a few key players who really could have allowed me to have a wonderful day. Yesterday, I felt like it was a day where I had a good read on the slate, and I just completely threw that away, man. I was feeling rushed. I was feeling anxious. Felt like I had to change something, when in actuality, I didn't have to change anything. Would have been a beautiful slate. So that's what happened to me yesterday. So y'all know what time it is, man. We in bounce back mode. We in savage mode. I gotta get it. I don't think there's enough value for me to really give you some value plays. So I want to talk strategy and tips today. I think there's a few options when we're approaching the slate. One thing I want to say is we got to really just outthink our opponent today, man. And you have to make a stand on things you feel good about, and you got to stick with them, man. So I'm going to give you a few different options how we can approach. So let's get into it. I think one approach we can do, we can completely do a game stack, man. You could, on a 3-game slate, if you get one of these games and you load up on it, it winds up going to OT. Say your favorite game is the Cleveland-Milwaukee, little late night hammer. You can go ahead, plug in Bledsoe. You can do Wade and a Brogdon. We can do a Giannis and a James. We can do power forward in this game. I would go to a different game. Center, I think K Love will take too much. See now we working with scraps already. So maybe come off K Love. We can get a cheaper center in a different game. But this is one option, man. So now let's go back to all the games. Let's try to fill in a safe, secure center. We could say Gortat. We think he has an okay game going up against the Twin Towers. We know they're going to need him. They're going to need a size out there. And then the rest, man, just fill in plays that you feel okay with. I would say Morris, maybe a Mike Scott right here. Boom, we could do that. And then last but not least, point guard. We know we have the value in Sacramento, so we could plug in De'Aaron Fox. All right. So now that we got that down, man, we could just try to see who we can upgrade. Can't get up to Willie Colley. I like Henson a lot in this situation, man, to be honest. We know Cleveland, they struggle versus bigs. We seen Epe Udo have 6 blocks, 3 steals in the same exact matchup, and Henson is a defensive-minded player, so I think he's in play. So this is one option, man. You kind of stacked up the Milwaukee-Cleveland game, got you a value play out of the Sacramento game, and then you got you some bigs that will be taking on New Orleans. So maybe that's an approach. Another approach is going to be the studs and scrubs, man. This where it gets very, very difficult, especially on a slate like this. So we're gonna pay down. We're going to pay down at shooting guard. Let's see if I got anybody for you. We know Garrett Temple plays a secure role, so I like him. Let's see who else we got. Darius Miller, Dante Cunningham. I think they're A-OK. Both these guys are seeing 20-plus minutes. They're sharing this small forward spot. So we could actually go both of them if you wanted to. And that could be all of your scrubs. Maybe we can find one more cheapie. I don't know what position to go to, man. I do like Jan Mahimi, but I want to be able to get Embiid. So I would go Embiid. I would go Davis. We could settle for another Fox or a Mason. What's the other spot open? Power forward. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough to get up to Big Ant. So I would do Drew Holiday. I think his position is pretty secure. And then a Morris. So in this lineup, damn, you only have 2 studs. I'm gonna do that again, man, because we could fit a few of these guys in. I'm gonna stay off John Wall though. So let's go ahead and plug in LeBron. We're going to plug in Big Davis, and we're going to plug in Embiid. So we got 3 studs already. We could do Fox. We could do Mason as well. We could do Temple. I like him still. We could do J.R. Smith. He's a starter. We know he's good money. We could do Oubre, man, assuming that Porter's going to sit. And then a Crowder. We got 900 left. Could we really make a big splash with that? I don't think so. I'd definitely rather get a Brogdon or a Wade in that situation. So that's another approach. That'll be approach number 2. And then I think the one that I'm leaning towards the most is going to be just a super, super balanced lineup, man. So in each position, I'm going to try to find a player who potentially has around a 35 to 40 point floor. So John Wall in this situation. And then my second guy has to have at least a 20 to 25 point floor. So we're going to do right back to the value with those guys. I think they'll be very, very popular. We can do Bradley Beal or Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday. I like him a lot in this spot. And then we could do a D Wade. Then we could do Bobby Cove, with the 40 points. And then for the 25 point, we'll say Oubre. Then we could do Ben Simmons or Zebo. And then we could do I'm gonna double up right here, man. So I'm gonna do a Saric and a Zebo. Now Saric, he honestly has like a 30 point floor, so that's a little more that's a little more upside in that spot. And then we got K Love. So that's a super balanced approach. Nobody in the 10K range. I think this is a decent approach on tonight's slate. Like I was saying, man, there's not a ton of value that's really to be had. There's not a lot of value to talk about. So I really just want to, give you a few ideas and few different directions we could go. The main thing we want to do is outthink our opponent, man. So if we feel like like Bron and Giannis are going to be very, very popular, try to go in another direction, man, and go Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis, because they have around the same range of outcome, man. I honestly think Giannis and LeBron, I think they could limit each other in a sense. Now, I don't imagine they wound up in the 40s, but maybe they don't drop the 60 burgers like we're used to seeing. And maybe it's a Boogie and Davis night, or maybe it's a Simmons and John Wall type night. We just got to get a little different, man. We got to really, it depends on what you think is going to happen tonight, man. You really have to make a stance. And yeah, man, just fill in a solid lineup, man. But one thing I do not suggest is trying to go too cheap, man. Trying to go dirt diving. That is one thing you don't want to do, man. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. Hopefully y'all found this helpful. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. I want y'all boys to bless up. Let's cash out and let's get to the green line, man. Let's